Well, that's good. The video will be out tomorrow, so maybe.
It's just gonna have to wait then, isn't it?
These freaking old guys, they don't care about YouTube at all, I swear to God.
I don't even know what YouTube is.
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that?
Damn, that looks good.
Yes! Yes!
We are back on the baddest Corvette build on the planet. Twin turbo, airbag, custom chassis, all the good things. And I came in here today. I want to get the engine running. I also want to get all of my airbag system hooked up. The beautiful people from Air Slam It have sent me a full airbag kit for this. It's already bagged, but I just have temporary lines on it right now, so it needs done. But we got a little bit of a situation. I have no idea why all the oil is out of the engine. This thing has been sitting for a couple weeks. We've been working on the CRX. I literally don't know when or why it started leaking. So let's figure that out before we go very much farther. I'm going to have the old man come down and help me get it running. The timing marks on the crank are not even close. I set up everything top dead center, number one, and it's way out of whack, and I realized that has been on and off a couple times, and I'm wondering if maybe something to get spun around, or maybe it's just old and those are the wrong marks. I don't know, but I'm not even close. I could do it myself. It's a lot easier with two people. So I was going to have him come down right now and help me, but we need to address this whole situation before we figure out what the hell we're going to do. So yeah, let's get her all jacked up and see why I think that is damn near all the oil. That is a big puddle. Yeah, there's barely even any on the dipsticks. Let's figure out where that's coming from, because that's a little scary. I have a brand new oil pan on it. My turbo feeds go through an oil filter adapter plate, but that should only be leaking when it's running, so it shouldn't be that. But yeah, we're going to jack it up and figure it out, because that's a little scary, to be honest with you. Okay, got her up in the air, started looking. I am 99% sure it was the drain plug, because the crush washer on it wasn't crushed all the way. It was tight, but it wasn't crushed, and it looks like everything was dripping right underneath it. So that makes sense. It would take a while. Like I said, haven't been down here in a couple weeks, and it obviously wasn't happening while ever I was over here working on it and doing stuff. So I think that's all it was. I did throw a couple more quarts in it. I didn't have enough oil, but I think I put 3 in it. And I'm going to just kind of keep an eye on it. I put a bunch of my floor dry down, so I'll see if it's still dripping. But I think that's what it was. I'm almost certain that's what it was. It was tight, but boy, I gave her like another half turn, and then the crush washer actually crushed. So, crisis averted? Maybe. We'll keep an eye on it. What I'm going to start doing now, start putting all of my airbag stuff together, and then hopefully we can hit some buttons and make her go choo 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 choo. Well, hold on, wait. It'd be more like this. Yeah, kind of like that. Thank you, random air hose. Kind of make that sound. So yeah, let's do that. There is, if you've never done an airbag kit before with the manifold set up, there's probably 25 fittings that need put on, and then plugs and all kinds of shit. So it's going to take a while, but let's get started. Okay, I got the tank plumbed. I got all my fittings in, and the water drain at the bottom. This is a really nice kit. A lot of kits say they come with everything, and then sure enough, you're looking for fittings here or there. Looks like I have plenty and extras. There is one thing that I've never used before, and that is an external water filter. Usually, air filter, I guess. Usually, there's just a filter at the bottom of the tank, but these have external ones that I guess you run right here where your tank goes in, or where your compressor goes in. I don't know. Kind of new to me. Still have to get the fittings in the manifold, and then what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to make a plate, basically, for all this to sit on. I'll probably end up moving it around, but for now, I want both of my compressors, the tank and the manifold, mounted to some sort of plate that I can put across the back window for now, probably just right there. We might end up moving it. I might end up keeping it there. I'm not sure. The good news is I have a bunch of 3/16 inch plate. This is what we're going to end up making the floor and attaching the body to. I'll be able to weld this to the inside of the floor and then glue the fiberglass to that and then bolt it in as well. So I want to get everything, all the fittings plumbed in and everything, and then we will make a plate to get everything mounted. But we still have 20 more fittings to go. Fittings are all done. I got the mounts on the compressor. Manifold has all its fittings on. Tank has all its fittings on. Basically, we are good to go. We do need to make our plate. We're going to put it right across this back window right here. I might end up changing this later. I'm not sure. But we need to cut some plate out. And I don't know how I'm going to orientate this yet, but I might need 2 pieces. I'll be completely honest with you, my ass is dragging. It is the middle of the night. This took way longer than it should have. So many little fittings, and you have to put thread locker on every single one. But either way, I want to at least get the metal cut out. So let's go cut some shit. Oh, cutting through plates sucks too. It is not quick or easy. Well, the welder's out of gas, and it was out of gas the last time I used it 2 or 3 weeks ago, so that's my fault. But I still got the 2 pieces tacked together, and they fit in there real good. I'm not going to weld them in there yet, obviously. I'm going to get welding gas, but I wanted to make sure that I could take this piece in and out. This is going to make life so much easier. We can get all the holes drilled and everything for the tank and the compressors, and then get the piece in here and then bolt them in. It's a bitch trying to figure out where to bolt stuff when it's in the car, so this will make it super, super easy. Usually these pieces are made out of sheet metal. The compressors can just rattle the sheet metal like a son of a bitch, so I wanted to do this a little bit thicker, but the whole floor isn't going to be 3/16 plate by any means. I'll do sheet metal the rest of the way back. I think I'm going to try and hide my gas tank right there. That's why I stopped exactly where it is, so I have room for the gas tank back there. But this should work out perfect. But my ass is dragging. It's the middle of the night. We are done for the day. Tomorrow we'll come in, get this piece out, get my tank mounted, get the compressors mounted, and hopefully start running some lines, and we can see if we can't make the old girl go up and down. What I should probably do is set everything in there to make sure where it needs to be in the car, because it would be really easy to put the compressors too far out. So yeah, I'm going to do that real quick. That way I have an idea on where I need to drill it, and then we'll be done for the day. That's how it's going to be, basically. The car's jacked up right now, so this slid back, but it should be there, and the goal is to actually have it upside down. So all this will be under there. I don't know if I have enough room, but I should. Should have enough room to have it upside down. Doesn't hurt anything. The compressors can run upside down. I've ran it that way before. They say they can wear out after like a couple years that way, but I've never had any issues. So yeah, I'll probably just get them hooked up regular before I flip it. But yeah, I think I got room under there for all that. That shouldn't be too bad. Cool. All right, we'll be back tomorrow. Sweet. Definitely couldn't have it there full time because you couldn't never see out of the back window. These apparently are a bitch to look out of anyway, let alone with that in the way. But like I said, the plan is for it to be upside down technically. So, all right, we'll be back.
The next day.
Got my plate out, got everything laid out how I want it, and now we got to drill a bunch of holes, and I had to make sure whenever I did this that everything could be flipped around. Like I said, I'm not trying to do that right now, I just want to get stuff tested. We're going to bolt it up so that it's basically in the way of the rear window, but I made everything inside these two rails over here. That's going to be my floor. Right there. They're on the inside of those two, so technically that whole plate can just be flipped upside down and then everything will be mounted on the underside, but we're not doing all that right now. But I wanted to make sure wherever I put it that it could be interchanged basically. But we got to drill 20 holes, 15 holes. And of course, this is thick plate because I'm a dummy. But let's get going. That was not fun. Manifold is on. Everything is mounted to that plate. I double checked it. It is not going to be the easiest thing to do to flip that plate around because the plate alone is probably 30 pounds. With the compressors and the tank on there, it's probably 50. So not the easiest, but everything, as you can see, should clear my mounts. But we are 100% doing that at another time. I just want to get everything working, test it out, make sure we don't have any kinks, make sure we have no leaks. I'm going to probably temporarily wire it up, but I don't know. We might go ahead and wire it up the rest of the way. The right way to do it is to run some heavy-duty cables, badass fuses, and all this stuff. I don't know that I need all that for testing purposes, but I'll probably still hook those all up. This is a really nice kit. I know I said that earlier, and, you know, they're a sponsor of the channel, so sometimes when I say this is a nice kit, people are like, well, yeah, because they sent it to you. No, this one's actually really nice. I've done 50 airbagged cars, and I usually piece my kits together. So I will buy the brackets from one company, buy the compressors from another company. I'll just piece them together because you can do it really cheap that way. But this is really nice to have it all go together, have it all right, and come with everything is really the way to go, to be completely honest with you. So, very happy. I am going to run my airlines now to the manifold right there. That's where those four go. And then we should be able to start wiring some stuff up and see what happens. So yeah, let's get the lines ran. Luckily, I already have lines coming off my bags. I'm just going to trim those down and put connectors on them. Normally at this point, if you didn't already have them, you would have to get the fittings on the bags, get the bags installed, all that stuff that takes forever and is not fun. But luckily, I already have all my bags hooked up. So, we just got to run some line. Let's go. I'm running 3/8 inch. People ask all the time. You can run 1/4 inch, airline, 3/8, or half. 1/2 inch line moves the fastest, you know, if you're worried about it going up and down. But it's kind of hard to work with because it's so big. It's just a giant hose. It doesn't bend very easy. It's really easy to kink. 3/8, it's harder to kink, and you get pretty good speed 1/4 inch is obviously the easiest line to work with, but it's really slow going up and down. So 3/8 is kind of the standard. It's usually what I use. I've done 1/2 inch before, like on the Monte Carlo we did, because I wanted it to move a little bit faster, kind of like a lowrider. But yeah, 3/8 is the way to go. All right, lines are ran. Everything is hooked up for the air system other than the wiring. And I just realized I don't have any heavier gauge cable to get this hooked up temporarily. Normally, you would, take these to the frame and then you would take a ground off the frame. I don't have any of that really yet, so there's no point of doing that. I don't have anything grounded to the frame. Technically, that is just vice clamped on there because we're going to flip it. So what I would do is run just a heavier gauge cable to the negative side of my battery. I have none of that. I have the giant cable that they sent, which is like 2 gauge or 4 gauge. I don't need it to be that big, and I don't want to cut that all up if we're going to end up using that to run, relays and everything to our battery. So we're going to call her there for the night. It's 2 o'clock in the morning anyway. I need to get some sleep. And tomorrow I'll go to the parts store, get some heavier gauge wire. I still need to get more oil for the engine. And then the old man's going to come in tomorrow and help me. Also, good news, we have not leaked anything. So it was definitely the crush washer that's on the drain plug. Still can't believe that it was tight, but just wasn't crushed enough. I probably should have double-checked that whenever I installed the oil pan. But hey, whatever, you live and you learn. I knew it was a really small leak because I didn't have any issues for a while, and then all of a sudden, you go work on the CRX for 2 or 3 weeks, you come in here. What's bad is I've been coming in and working on the 55 and the 56, getting the rear end done on that and all the airbags and shit, but I still didn't notice it. But boy, we noticed it this time. So yeah, gonna go to the parts store tomorrow, get some shit, and then we should be able to get the wiring done, and hopefully the old man comes down here and we can get the engine running. And then we got to get the video to Richard because he's already whining about it. This freaking cop, I swear. I don't hate cops, but this son of a bitch is really making me think different about that. But anyways, we'll be back, baby. All right. Bad news, good news. Good news, I just got some parts for the CRX. Whenever we get this all buttoned up, we'll go over to the other shop and check it out. Bad news, the old man isn't coming down. My mom isn't feeling good, and he doesn't want to come down here when she's sick. So I completely understand. I kind of do the same thing when my wife or my kid isn't feeling good. So we are not going to be starting this engine. I might try a little bit by myself, but boy, it's a pain in the ass. It's a lot easier with 2 people. I'm going to just focus on the airbags right now. Lord knows we still have plenty of stuff that needs done on it. I haven't tested any of this yet. I got to check for leaks, all that fun stuff. So let's focus on that and then see where we can get on the engine. I have a bunch of wiring that needs done. A couple more fittings need buttoned up. I was looking at a couple of them, and I don't think my lines are plugged in all the way. So plenty of testing to do. We also need to make sure both of our compressors are kicking on, all that fun stuff. So yeah, let's stop whining and start wiring some shit. Let's go. Oh, this son of a bitch just called me. Let's see what he wants.
Hello?
Hey.
Yeah.
You just called. Where are you at? Coming to work on the Corvette?
No.
Why?
Well, I told you that Mom was sick.
Yeah, but now you're calling me, which means you had spare time.
Uh-huh.
So why don't you get your ass down here and get to work?
Well, you can figure that out yourself for tonight.
I can, but I can't.
Maybe I'll help you tomorrow.
Well, that's good. The video will be out tomorrow, so maybe.
Well, it's just going to have to wait then, isn't it?
These freaking old guys, they don't care about YouTube at all, I swear to God.
I don't even know what YouTube is.
Well, that makes sense why you can't film for shit.
Well, it ain't my fault I keep dropping the phone.
All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Fucking guys, the worst! All right, I think I got the compressors about ready. Let's see. Okay, we got some pressure built up. I didn't think the switch was going to work, but apparently it's already working, even though I don't have it wired in all the way. I don't hear any leaks, that's great. I'm going to go around, check with some soap and water. Right now we're just checking that the manifold is holding pressure and that the compressor is holding, or the tank is holding pressure. And then what we'll do, we'll put air in the line to see if we have any leaks. I think one of my front bags leaks anyway, but that's not bad. We also need to get it off the jack stand so I can see if the front's even going up and down. I hear nothing so far, that's good. Funny enough, I have no leaks. Everything is perfect. Looks like we're good to go. No new leaks, let's say. I knew I had a leak in this front end, but I didn't know where it was. Sure enough, it is the fitting on the airbag in the front end, which sucks. You got to take the whole front end apart, but it's kind of driving me crazy that it's my only leak. Let's take the whole front end apart and get that out of there. Son of a bitch. What's funny is I thought it was this one because I had both of these tied together, and it's a slow leak, but I mean, it still only takes 5 minutes. It's not that slow of a leak. I take that back. But yeah, we're going to dig in there and see how much of a pain in the ass that is. Good news is I have a million extra fittings, so I know I have a new fitting for it. It's just not fun at all. Since I poured soap all over this, it looked like there was soap bubbles coming from down here. I'm pretty sure they were just from me testing the old fitting, but while we got it out, I put way too much air in it, and we're gonna check it real quick under my sink. Okay, cool. No bubbles. Sweet. I only use this sink for the grossest mechanic stuff ever. But hey, we're good. Let's go get this thing back in. Okay, bags are done. Let's double check the leaks again. All right, I got the door put on. It's time to install our 63 conversion. I'm not gluing it in, but I do want to get it bolted in, and it flexes a little bit, so we need to kind of pull it a little this way and push it a little this way, but I do want it in there, and then we can watch the car dance a little bit with the airbags, but I want to get that in there real bad. I've been wanting to for a while, so let's do it. She's in, baby. Now, obviously, it's not in for good. I'll end up shaving it down a little bit so it goes in farther, if that makes any sense. But having the bolts in it really helps me know where everything is going to go whenever we go to glue it. I'll probably wait until I get glass just to make sure it fits my glass. But then again, it's fiberglass. It wouldn't be hard to shave it down if we needed to, but I don't hate it. All right, Let's watch these airbags dance and call this a damn video. Well, we still gotta go to the other shop and check out some CRX parts, but we'll be done down here. Damn, that looks good. Check it out. Now you got the old school look. Give her the rake. And we can also give her the old tail dragger look. Sweet. Man, I like this car a lot. Oh, she looks good. Check it out. I got my EFI kit for the CRX from the beautiful people at Ace's EFI. What this kit is, this is basically just a carburetor EFI kit. It's not the whole intake, distributor, everything like we have on the Corvette. I put that on this originally, and it was, 4 inches taller than the carburetor. The distributor was all the way through the windshield. That's why the windshield's cut right now. So we figured out pretty quick that that wasn't gonna work, and I had them send me this kit. What's cool is this will have the same management system. It has the 7-inch handheld dash that gives you basically all the rundown on your engine, coolant temperature, like fuel pressure. You'll have all that on the gauge, which is nice. Because I've said it before, but in case people don't know, this is a crate engine. It's actually brand new, engine and transmission, and 500 horsepower, 383. I think it was like $8,500. And then I think the transmission was $3 or $4 grand. So, as much as I would love to be, one of those YouTubers is like, yeah, who cares about 12 grand? That is a lot of money. And I want to definitely keep an eye on everything as much as possible. So that's one of the things I loved about the kit mostly was it just had everything going on in the engine, oil pressure, all that is just goes right to one screen. You don't have to have like 10 different gauges hooked up, which I love. So that is really cool. And what's funny, I was pretty sure it was narrower, but now that I'm looking at it, this setup looks to be probably 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches lower than my Brawler setup, which is great. That'll make life really easy because our hood works, but doesn't have the most clearance, so a little bit extra room will be very, very needed and helpful. Now, I don't know. When I'm just looking at it, I just took some rough measurements, but yeah, really, really excited to get this installed. And the gas tank setup that I already have it set up for an EFI kit. I just have to switch the tank out, but it's the exact same tank. One is just carbureted, and one has the pump in the tank where, you'll have your whatever, 75 PSI or whatever it needs to be. So very, very excited about that. Also, the old man's been in here block sanding. We still have hundreds of hours to go, obviously, but I should be getting my front bumper here pretty quick. So really, really happy to have some stuff. I'm ready to take this thing for a rip. I really want to take it for a drive with the wide body kit on. We still have to order wheels. I have a couple different wheel companies that reached out who can make us wheels. I just need to get the exact dimensions and all that stuff. Right now I have 3-inch spacers on them, and those are just very temporary. We're not doing that. What I want is a 3-inch more of a lip, if that makes sense. So my offset will be all the way out. So we'll have a big deep dish here, like that much more on all around. I think it'll look great. But yeah, sweet. I love this little car so much. I am beyond happy. This thing looks amazing. Really wanted to try out the airbag stuff. We are hooked up with Air Slam It now. You can use my code and get 5% off anything on the website. I have that in the description of this video if you want to go order some parts, get your own setup. But, how good does that look? I was very, very impressed with this stuff. Like I said, I've bought pieces before, never bought a full kit. Really, really nice when everything is there, has instructions, tell you what you got to do, makes it basically plug and play. Very, very easy. Love that setup. I'm going to be doing that on all of my other airbagged cars from now on, but also super happy that I got the CRX stuff. My bumper should be coming in pretty soon, but I also got the EFI stuff. I'm really excited to get that all hooked up. I already have a tank for it, basically everything, fuel lines. We just got to plug it in and make her go kaput. The old man's going to come down here, help me with this in the next week or two. You will see that video soon. I don't know what video's coming up next. Might be on the CRX, might be working on the K5. I also ordered some parts for the lowrider van. I got to get a new intake and a carburetor for it. They are coming already. I should have those pretty soon. So a lot of cool stuff going on right now on the channel. We still have the K24 swapped Toyota AE86. I basically have all the wiring and stuff to get that motor started, so I want to try that out pretty soon as well. So let me know what you want to see below. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already for the coolest merchandise on the planet. Go to Caseyscustoms.com. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, comment, all the good shit they tell you at the end of videos. Check out some of my other videos. Peace! I love ya!